Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Bayareaknitter podcast. I thought I'd come outside again today. It's actually a beautiful day. Looks like the sun may be trying to come out, so hopefully we won't get a glare. But anyway, it's been a busy couple of weeks, so I've missed podcasting. The kids started back to school. It's also given me some time to think about some stuff. I would really like my podcast to be more about quality instead of quantity. And I know when I first started broadcasting, I was trying to do it every week. And, it kind of got a little crazy because I would be searching for things to talk about. Honestly, since I do a lot of designing, I really can't show what I'm working on all the time, so I really don't always have new projects to show. And I know I showed my mitered square blankets so often. I don't want you guys to get tired of it. I'm not even bringing it out today. But anyway, I do have a couple of things to show you. But as I was thinking about it, more about quality and not quantity, I'm thinking I want to do it more, not on such a consistent basis, because, I don't want to just ramble on about random things that you guys don't care about. I would rather do this when I have a new design that I can show you, or when I've got a special guest that's going to be on the show with me. I really enjoyed having my friends Patricia and Diane on, and Lorna. So I think I'm going to keep it more in that direction. I don't know, I'm looking at my notes. I took a few notes for today. I wanted to mention that I'm going to be having some guests coming up here pretty soon. Designer Faina Goberstein, I think I'm saying that right. It's either Goberstein or Goberstein, something like that. She actually contacted me because she's got a new book out, a new pattern book. And so I'm going to have her on the show. I'm going to drive up to her neck of the woods and do a little interview with her. And she's got some of her samples from her book that she'll be able to show you guys. So that's going to be exciting. That'll be something worth seeing, right? And then Kara Gott Warner, the editor of Creative Knitting Magazine, I'm going to be interviewing her. Now, she lives in Indiana, so I'm not going to fly out to Indiana, and she's not coming here. So we're trying to figure out how to do this. She has actually started a new podcast herself, and it's called Power Pearls. So if you go to powerpearls.com, or I think it's Power Pearls Podcast, let me look that up real quick, because I was actually just a guest on her show, and it's going to be airing tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the day she's releasing the interview with me. So let me look on my iPad here. It's powerpearlspodcast.com, and this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that very well with the glare, with the lighting out here. But anyway, that's it. And I'm not sure what time. Let me look here. She doesn't have it listed, but she's going to be releasing the interview she did with me tomorrow on the podcast. So if you go to that website, you should be able to find it. And it was an audio podcast, but she called me on Skype, so we did it that way. We did it through Skype. And I'm wondering, I don't know if there's a way to record video, if there's a way to save the videos that you do when you Skype with people, because we turned our video off and we just had the audio interview. But I was trying to figure out a way to have a video interview with her, even though she's in Indiana and I'm in California. So we'll see how that works out. But I'm hoping to possibly do an interview with her sometime in November, maybe the first week of November. And the one with Faina is going to be coming up hopefully in the next week or two. So while I'm up there in her neck of the woods, I'm hoping to also get over to my friend Lorna Miser's house. And that way, maybe I can squeeze in an interview with her as well and have her as a guest again. Because as you know, in one of my previous podcasts, I showed you that she's got a new line of yarn out called Zombie Yarns. It's Zombie Yarns, Lorna Dies Again. And if you remember, she was the original founder of Lorna's Laces, which is a really popular brand of yarn right now. And she was the original founder. That's why it's still called Lorna's Laces. And so anyway, she dyed all that yarn back then, and so this is why now she's coming out with Zombie Yarns, and the little saying underneath Zombie Yarns is Lorna Dies Again. So I really like that. And hopefully she'll have some yarns that she can show you on the next podcast too. Or not the next one, but whenever I do get together with her. So anyway, that's 3 guests, 3 exciting guests that I hope to have coming up in the next month or 2. So that'll be exciting. And Kara, if I didn't mention, the one that does the Power Pearls podcast, she's the editor of Creative Knitting Magazine. I may have said that, but just in case I didn't. And I've done a design with them and hoping to do more. So yeah, it'll be exciting. So let's see. That's kind of what, the way I want this podcast to go. I want to be able to offer more value, interviews with people, maybe do some tutorials. I've been mentioning that. So tutorials, whenever there's news that comes out, like a new design or something that I've created that I can share with you. Speaking of new designs, my Bay Area Knitter Mystery Knit Along just about ended. The participants have until the 15th to complete their shawls to be eligible for some nice prizes. And so I wanted to share my finished shawl with you because it's not a secret anymore. And a lot of people have already posted theirs on Instagram and in Ravelry. So here it is. I used Anzula Haiku yarn, and I used the mauve colorway, was the color I cast on with. And then I used the charcoal as my contrasting color. So it's a little hard to show here. And it grew when I blocked it. But anyway, there you are. So when I got to the final clue ended up being a ruffle. So there's the ruffle edge at the end. So yeah, let's see if I can scoot back a little bit here. Show a little bit more. So yeah, I haven't measured it yet, so I'm really not sure how wide it is. I probably should have done that. But anyway, the pattern is still available. It's up on Ravelry, and if you search on Ravelry under patterns, search Bay Area Knitter Mystery KAL, you'll find it. And I have a group on Ravelry called Bay Area Knitter Group, And if you go to the group, there's a thread where the participants are actually trying to name the shawl. So I'm having another contest right now, and we're going to be choosing a name for the shawl, and I'm letting the participants come up with a name for the shawl. So that's going to be really exciting. There's a few names that I've already really like. So I'm having everybody comment in the thread and give some ideas of names that they think would be a nice name for the shawl, and then I'm going to create a poll on the 16th, and people are going to vote on the name. So I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but until then you can find it as Bayareaknitter Mystery KAL on Ravelry. And once we come up with a name for the shawl, I'm going to redo the pattern format so that it'll be in pattern form instead of as a mystery knit along. But anyway, the pattern will be available for purchase from now on. Okay, so let's see what else. My hair. Actually, I just got out of the shower before I came out here, and so my hair was still damp. And I'm just letting the wind kind of dry it for me. It's such a nice day today. The last week we had temperatures as high as 104. I think it was at least 104 one day. And I mean, we don't have air conditioning in our house, so I have been sweating. And it felt so good today to just come out here, and I don't know what the temperature is. I think it's probably in the 70s right now, and it's almost 3 p.m. I don't think it's even made it up to 80 today. It may have, but I mean, it feels wonderful. I really like being outside, especially when the temperature's a nice comfortable temperature. So anyway, let me look at my notes real quick here, and if you go to my blog, Bayareaknitter.com, you will find photos of the prizes that I'm going to offer for the mystery knit along. As I mentioned, all of the finished shawls needed to be posted to the Ravelry group by the 15th. So on the 16th, I'm going to use a random number generator, and I'm going to choose at least 3 winners. And I'm going to have the prizes, the photos of the prizes posted on the blog so you guys can see what everybody's got up for grabs. And I forgot to mention, since I'm thinking about doing the podcast on a more of a random basis instead of every week, just when I've got more information to show or a special guest, you might want to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you will get notifications by email whenever I post a new video, whenever I do podcast, okay? So that's something that you might want to do, just because I'm not really sure when the next episode will be. I think the next episode will probably be the one when I do an interview with Faina, so I still need to find out whether that's going to be next week or the week after. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss an episode, okay? Yeah, I do have a couple things I wanted to show you besides my shawl. Let me hide that back here. And I don't know if you could hear this whistling sound in the background. That's actually a new app I've been using called Periscope. And I don't know if any of you have downloaded this app yet, but it's really amazing. And I've actually been using it a little bit to broadcast live streaming videos. It's called Periscope, and it's available on Android and on iOS, on iPhone. And I've been randomly on there as well, but I've been posting live streaming videos. I mean, I come on and I talk to the camera just like I'm doing now, except for the viewers are live, and they can text comments to me and I can respond in real time, which I really love. So if you don't have Periscope, go ahead and get Periscope, because I'm probably going to be doing that a lot more than I am, I could do it every day if I had time. But let me show you real quick. Let's see, let me pull up Periscope here. Every time it whistles, that means somebody I'm following is actually live broadcasting. So I was just gonna see if there's any knitters on right now. No, not right now. But there's lots of knitters that are signing up for this Periscope, and they go on and they do tutorials, they show off their whips and their FOs, and it's really exciting. And I'm thinking about maybe doing some tutorials on Periscope as well. Now, if you don't have Periscope, or if you can't download it, there is a way to still see the videos that I've posted or that I've broadcast, although you won't be able to comment because it's not live. You'll be watching a replay. But if you go to the website Catch with a K, KATCH.me, and then the / Bay Area Knitter, so it's catch.me and then / Bay Area Knitter, you'll see some of the broadcasts that I've done. I've actually even shown my chinchilla. I let him out one day and I broadcast him running around in the hallway, and I may have him on again as well. And I need to find out if there's a way that I can upload some of those videos to YouTube. I think there might be a way I could do that too, but until then, just go to catch.me / Bay Area Knitter. And I did a tutorial as well on my mitered squares one day. So I'll put a link to that in the show notes so you can find it easier if you haven't already got it. But yeah, it's just, I don't know if you can see, but this, you see the little arrow here, play button? These are the people that have posted, some people that I follow that have broadcast within the last 24 hours. Because when you broadcast live, your video stays up for 24 hours and then it just, it expires. So unless you save your videos to catch.me, then they're gone. But that's, I'm glad I found out about Catch, because that's a good way to save the videos. So another thing I wanted to share with you today is some soap that I got from Basilwood Farms. This is some yummy goat's milk soap, and I love their packaging. It looks like newspaper. See that? Looks like newspaper the way they wrap it up. But oh my goodness, this smells so good. I'll put a link to their website in the show notes as well. This is the Crisp Apple Rose soap. Oh, look at those colors. Look at the swirls in the colors. I just love this. And the ingredients are right here on the label. Organic olive oil, coconut, palm, castor, sweet almond oil, Basilwood's own raw goat's milk, and colorant and fragrance oil. I love that it's a natural soap and it's delicious. Well, don't eat it, but it is delicious smelling. I've got a couple more to show you. I love that crinkly sound the paper makes too. This one's cute because it's the way she wrapped it. It says London right there. Sorry if the crinkling was too loud. Now this one, you know what? It's got two names on the label, so I'm not sure which one this was. I think it's Hedonic Tonic, with hints of sage and a subtle minty undertone. That must be this one, because it doesn't smell like orange mimosas. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? I received these a few days ago, but I didn't want to use them yet because I wanted to be able to share them with you. Excuse me, I should have brought some water out. I didn't think to bring water out here with me. Let's see, I've got one more. She also has body butters. So, body butter. Let's see what this one is. This is Avocat body butter with lavender. Yeah, that is lavender. Could put some of that on right before bed, and I'm sure it would help me sleep like a baby. One more soap to show you. Oh, now this one's beautiful. This is called Golden Embargo, and look at these colors. The camera is just not doing it justice, but there's yellow and green. Look at that. These would make a pretty yarn color too, wouldn't they? Inspiration for you dyers out there. It's really pretty. And I really like the way this one smells. Oh gosh, that might be one of the first ones I use. Alright, so I'll put a link to Basilwood Farms on the show notes as well, because those are really yummy. And I thought there was another website I was going to share with you. Let me just take a look real quick here. Oh, yeah, the Basilwood Farms website. It's basilwoodfarm.com. And I had it on the soap page. They have other products as well. Excuse me. Oh, look at this one. Let me see if it'll open. Coffee butter. That looks yummy, especially since I'm a coffee drinker. And I put, you know how I like the bulletproof coffee, which I use my coconut oil in? But there are people that put butter in their coffee, so that kind of reminds me of bulletproof coffee because it says coffee butter. So anyway, that's nice. I just had to share their soaps with you. I met them at Anzula's warehouse, actually. They were doing a, the Yarn Over truck was there. It was a Yarn Over truck takeover of Anzula, and they had some little vendors set up in their warehouse, and that's where I met Basilwood Farms. So anyway, yeah. And I wanted to also share a yarn that I just received the other day. I'm going to be doing a new design with TreLiz. She's TreLiz on Instagram. It's TreLiz. And this is the yarn. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And it is so soft and squishy. Oh my goodness. This colorway is called Time Machine. It is 80% superfine alpaca, 20% silk, sport weight, and hand dyed by TreLiz. She lives in Greece, and so this is amazing. This is some really nice stuff, and I'm going to be doing a top secret project with her. She may have already announced it, but I don't want to say what it is. I'll let her do that. But anyway, yeah, I've got 3 skeins to work with. So, thank you, Liz, if you're watching. This is beautiful yarn, and I can't wait to create a really scrumptious design with it for you. Look at that. Oh. Get my hand out of the way. But anyway, yes, this is really amazing yarn. I love these colors. Just love them. She included this little note. It says, "Happy designing, can't wait to see." Isn't that sweet? It's TreLiz.eu. She lives in Greece, so this yarn came from Greece. And it is luxurious hand-dyed yarns and fibers. Your owl yarn. Isn't that cute? And I love owls. That's so sweet. Put those away. Just see if there was anything else that I wanted to talk about before I sign off. Okay, as I always do this, I always grab my notes at the end and just have a little look over to make sure I've talked about everything I took notes on and tried to remember, right? So yeah, I think that's about it. Check the show notes because I'm going to add some photos this time on the blog, so photos to go along with what we talked about. You know, my last episode, everybody loved the intro on the last episode, and I used iMovie for that, but you know what? That file was huge. I don't know if there's a way to make it, like, the resolution any different or make it smaller, but it took over 4 hours to upload that podcast to YouTube. So I'm back using my Dell webcam today just because I don't have time. I don't have time to do that right now. I've got to get back to working on a design I'm doing for Willow Yarns today. That deadline's coming up, so I've got to get that finished. And I've got a couple other little home-based businesses that I've started. Actually, you know about my Jamberry nails. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen me post pictures about Jamberry nails. So I do Jamberry nails, and I also just signed up with a new company. Well, it's not really a new company. I think it was started in 2010, but it's not that well known yet. And they were going by the name of Life Shots, and they actually just changed the name, I mean, last night or this morning maybe, to Life Matters, and it's health and wellness products. So I'll put a link to those in the show notes as well. I know you're not here to hear about those, but I might actually do some little blurbs about them every now and then. But anyway, not today. So there will be links on the show notes in case you're interested in those, but I just wanted to let you know because that, the kids being in school, and my designing are keeping me really busy. So anyway, that said, I will see you again in hopefully within a couple weeks or less. I'm going to see when I can get together with Faina and Lorna and get a podcast done with them. And anyway, guys, it was great getting back on here. I've missed it. It's been a whirlwind these last couple weeks with the kids back in school and all the activities. But I'm not gone. You'll see me again. I haven't disappeared, and I wanted to let you know that I hadn't forgotten about podcasting. I just want to make it be more about content and not quantity. Okay? So anyway, guys, until next time, happy knitting. See you later.